Welcome to Driveway Garage. I have had a frustrating week. I have been working on my 2001 Lexus RX300, trying to remove and clean out the catalytic converters because one of them failed and plugged up another one. It overheated. Let me show you what I have going on. So this is the vehicle, and you can see there's part of the exhaust laying there. Here's part of one of the catalytic converters. They have some kind of insulation inside. Back in the old days, I would say asbestos, but I don't know what that is. There's the catalytic converter. Now, after I took it out, and this was the easy one to take out, it was behind the radiator. And then I took the heat shield off of it. Well, then I hooked a vacuum cleaner up to it, and it had really good suction. So I believe that this catalytic converter is just fine. Well, you can't see anything in there, but the honeycomb is not damaged, not melted, not plugged up. It worked good. But underneath here, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it, there's part I have been working on. This is the Y that connects the catalytic converter. I think it was in the front there. No, it was here, and then the other one was here. And I'm telling you what, it is such pain. Let's get underneath here. Let's see if you can see it. There it is. First of all, one of the bolts rounded off, and that was my fault because I had my impact wrench backward. I was going forward instead of reverse, and I have tried everything to get that rounded nut off, except the torch. And if I don't get this cleaned out today, which I have a feeling I may not because of the angle, what I'm going to do is stick some metal in there and hammer on it and try to knock all the stuff out of it because it's already failed. And it's plugging up the one that sits right here behind it. But anyway, I bought special tools trying to get that nut off. I've used my impact, and even the one I didn't round out, excuse me, it won't come out of there. And it has been such a pain. So finally, I bought a couple air tools, and I hammered and sawed the shield till it came off, because the nuts, let's see if you can see them. Yeah, there's none here, but this is the heat shield, and it's got these little tiny 1/4-inch bolts, and they were so rusty they wouldn't come off. They just turned round and round. I couldn't get wrenches on them because of the location. It's just been one thing after another, and with my bad back, crawling in and out of here probably 100 times this week, get down under there, try something, get back out, get a different tool. It's just been something else. But I was finally able, I used my Sawzall, but because of the location, I could only cut it halfway through. So then I went and bought a couple new tools. See if I can show those to you real quick, if they're here handy. So I bought this for, I think it was like $14 at Harbor Freight. It's a little air hammer. That helped knock a couple of the nuts and bolts off. And I used my little grinder, air-powered grinder, on a couple parts. I tried to heat it up with electric torch. I couldn't get close enough. And what else did I buy? I bought this little electric or air-powered Sawzall, and this really helped. It helped cut through a bolt. It cut off the rest of the exhaust, and so that kind of saved my bacon. There's my Sawzall that I used, but because of the location, I could only cut it through halfway, and then it would just bind up. I bought these special tools for taking out rounded bolts. They wouldn't loosen it. I bought this nut splitter, but I couldn't get it to go on because I only had about less than 1/4 of an inch, and this is more than 1/4 of an inch. I couldn't get it around the bolt. What else did I do? I've just tried different things, and I was just really getting frustrated. You can order 3 new catalytic converters for about $250, less than $300, I think, on Amazon or eBay. But I went to O'Reilly's, and they wanted, I think, $850 for one, $650 for one, and $200 or $350 for one. So I paid $1,700 for this vehicle. So to put another $1,500 to $2,000 in catalytic converters on a 21-year-old vehicle with 295,000 miles on it, not going to happen. We don't have smog where I live at, so it doesn't have to pass a smog test. Anyway, if you guys have a similar vehicle or a similar problem, I hope you have better luck. My neighbor has a torch. I talked to him yesterday, texted him, and he checked, he has gas in his torches, so if I can't get this thing cleaned out today, then we're going to take it, I'm going to drive it over there. It'll only drive about 20 miles an hour, but I think he lives not even a block away. I'll get it over there, and maybe we can get under there and get those nuts cut off. Even if we have to cut the studs off, I can drill them out and put bolts in. I just need to get that catalytic converter off of here so that I can get it cleaned out. And this one is tempting not to clean it out because it has good airflow, but I figure while I'm at it, I might as well just get rid of all of them. And I think I'm going to save the stuff I take out, the honeycomb, because that's why they steal these things, because they have palladium or something in them that is worth a lot of money. So maybe I'll just save all the junk I take out. In this case, it has 3 catalytic converters. One right behind the radiator for the front of the engine, one behind the engine, the one I'm having trouble with, and then one right before the muffler. And there's also a little trick where you can get a couple of, they almost look like a socket or an extension for a spark plug. You put 2 of those together and screw it into the hole for the back O2 sensor, and then put your O2 sensor into it, and it fools the catalytic or the computer into thinking there's a catalytic converter. Watched a few videos on that, and it's supposed to work. I'm going to give it a try. That way you don't have a check engine light on. Anyway, I made a bunch of videos, short videos on doing this, and then I just quit videotaping because it was just problem after problem after problem. But I'm going to probably combine them all together, make one video. Hope it's helped somebody out, because man, I'm telling you, what a pain. And as you can see, I drove it up on ramps, and I drove it up on ramps backwards, so I had this open space. Otherwise, those ramps are right in my way. That's where the catalytic converter is. And then I jacked the back of the vehicle up. I got underneath the hitch, jacked it up. I got 2 jack stands there because I needed more clearance on the whole vehicle. My stomach was hitting the subframe, so I put the jack under the front of the vehicle and jacked it up more and put jack stands down there. And now it's actually comfortable. I have a couple inches between me and the subframe, and I'm not banging my face and my stomach on the frame underneath. That was pretty annoying too. Plus, there was just no room to move your arms, swing a hammer, get a tool in there. I even tried this torch, but because it's so short, I couldn't get up there past the drive shaft to get to the bolt to heat it up. So that's why I'm hoping my buddy's torch, we can get it snuck up in there and heat those bolts up, knock those nuts off, whatever we have to do to get that catalytic converter off, if I can't clean it out today. Thanks for watching, guys. I will make another video when I get all done, just to see if this fixed my problem, which was the vehicle would only go 20 miles an hour. It was running terrible, and the back catalytic converter was red hot. So I figured that's just going to damage something. So I had it towed home, and that was last Saturday, I think. So it's been several days, 4 days now, of messing with this thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I see a lot of my videos have hundreds and hundreds of hits on them, but no likes, so I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. Thanks.